So there's a thing that can happen with your phone when you have a weak GPS signal called GPS drifting. And effectively what this is it is your phone getting slightly incorrect GPS information from GPS satellites, and thus it sort of causes your phone to think that you are subtly moving around when you are just sitting still. Now, my question is, can we induce this on purpose to take advantage of this in Pokemon Go? Disclaimer, I know this is against the rules, but for the sake of science, I want to test this. I'm not using it to my personal advantage. GPS drifting. How are we going to induce this on our own? Don't mind the ceiling fan there, but if you guys did miss my original ceiling fan trick testing video, be sure to check out the link on the top right of the screen there so you can see what the result of seeing if Pokemon Go and the ceiling fan trick work. But anyways, GPS drifting, how can we induce it on our own? Now there are these clever little things called Faraday Cage bags, and basically these block out all wireless signals going to and from the phone. Now that's just the theory. They don't actually work 100%. These ones work a lot closer to 100%, but these ones are just more like casual mode. It's just a bag that you can place it in, and I'm also going to be remotely capturing my phone's signal, which is going to be dropping like crazy when I have the phone in this bag. And I also have a ping test that's going on to constantly ping test the phone. Whenever the phone is unobstructed, I should be getting about 2 milliseconds. So we're going to see what happens. We're going to see if we can get the GPS signal to become intermittent and therefore naturally induce GPS drifting. So the egg that we're going to be testing this with, I do believe, is at 0.63 kilometers. So the idea is after 10 minutes or 15 minutes or so, we'll see. We're just going to see if we can get this egg to go above that number. Hopefully we can get it up to 0.7. That would be a really good result. But this is a test. Let's see what happens. Let's go ahead and let's go back to the main screen here, and let's go ahead and let's drop our phone in here. So the bag that has the area that has the metallic thing going on is the Faraday cage area. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to close this up, and I'm just going to place it down in front of me here, wait 10 minutes or so, and we shall see if this actually works. So let's go ahead and let's check out some of the recorded footage. Now it is going to be really laggy because, again, most of the wireless signal was dropping a lot. However, if you take a look at some of the footage here, you can see that there is some GPS drift that's going on here. By going from one side of my house to the other, that's somewhere in the neighborhood of like 20 to 30 feet of GPS drift, if not a little bit more. So while this does show a promising result, let's go ahead and let's see if we actually got any distance on our eggs. Okay, so let's go ahead and let's see if this worked here. So while I was trying to get everything working, I actually plugged in a battery to this as well so that, you know, my phone wouldn't die because this drains my battery really fast. But anyways, let's go ahead and let's unzip this here. And I was observing, because the Wi-Fi signal didn't drop, that I was actually getting a whole lot of GPS drifting. So let's go ahead and let's hit Pokemon and let's hit our eggs, and it says 0.7. Okay, so 0.67 is where it wound up at, which is 0.4 more kilometers than it was before, which, like, it's beyond the margin of error, but that's still not a lot. Like, I think you could probably walk from one end to your house and back a couple times and you would get that distance. However, now we're going to go ahead and use the more military grade application. I don't know if these are actually military grade, but at the very least, I do know from personal testing they are stronger. And because they have a Ziploc top, I'm going to be able to have my wire plugged in a bit more easily with a bit, you know, a bit better of a seal. So let's go ahead and let's try it out. See if we can get our phone to nearly drop its connection, but not fully, and see if we can get some really nice GPS drift out of this. So here we go. It's going in. I'm sliding that phone in, and I'm gonna go ahead and I'm going to do this here. You hear the clips and just the little wire coming out. Let's see if we can make this work. My computer still has a good connection to the phone, and it's inside of this bag. So we're gonna take the bag and put it into another bag. Yo dog, I heard you like bags. Let's try that. Okay, so I think we might actually have a really serious result here, so I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to take the camera and show you guys what it is that I'm doing here. So basically what's going on here is I have a bag within a bag, and as I slide this bag and adjust it, because the phone is sealed inside of this first bag, as I slide and adjust it into the second bag here, I'm getting more or less of an intermittent signal. And like, just by touching the bag, I think that I lost my connection there for a second. But I think, like, if I pull out the bag a little, ooh, okay, it's tipping over a little bit, but it's fine. Yeah, okay, and the signal's back, it looks like. All right, so I think we've been testing out this one long enough now where I sort of have like a bag within a bag here. So let's go ahead and let's take bag number 1 out, and then let's take bag number 2 out, and let's see what the result was. So we were at 0.67 kilometers, and I did observe on the video that I wasn't moving nearly as much on this time around. So let's go ahead and let's see here. And yeah, we're actually still at 0.67 kilometers on this one. So it looks like these more military applications where my actual like phone signal drops. Like you can actually see on the screen here that it says ATT Wi-Fi, but there's no bars because it doesn't actually have a cellular signal, which is funny. There we go. It actually just popped up just now. So like 0.68, it went up a little bit there. So yeah, that was probably just because I moved the phone around. Alright, so this wouldn't be an ant venom video if I didn't really try and royally screw this whole process up. I've now placed the phone inside of this bag, and then I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to drop the battery in there with this bag, and now I have the hole in the side here. We're going to test out the ceiling fan trick. So let's see if the powers of the ceiling fan trick and GPS drifting can combine for some amazing results. So alright, I've taken the phone out of its massive contraption of like double bagging and whatnot and weirdness. So let's go ahead and let's see where our egg count is at. Now, it seemed like I was getting a lot of GPS drift, like a lot. I have some footage from it. But, okay, actually, we're at 0.7 kilometers, actually. 0.7 solid. So, I mean, I think in the amount of time that we made this video, we went up 0.07 kilometers, which unfortunately is like less than 300 feet in the course of an hour. That wouldn't have taken that long to walk. Go check your mail or something. You'll walk 300 feet maybe or something. So, yeah. I think it's pretty safe to say, after that amount of testing, that this just doesn't know. If you're in like a high-rise building or something and then you go into a hallway, you might be able to make this work. But forcing it, it seems like it's really, really difficult, at least in my one-story house. So, yeah, I don't know. If you guys have any comments you want to leave in the comment section down below, feel free to do that. But I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to call this one mostly busted unless you tinkered and got it just right, because then you might be able to make it work over the long term. So anyways, guys, I hope you all have enjoyed. My name is Ant Venom, and I bid you all farewell, guys. Thanks so much for watching.